Hello, and welcome back to Sonic Stories, a series dedicated to combining the multiple canons of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise to create one cohesive story. I must reiterate that this is a fan-made project. As such, any stories made in this series are non-canon to the mainline series unless otherwise stated in some cases, such as this episode. All images are taken from legally available sources, and by no means do I, as the creator of these videos, mean any offense to any parties involved in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Please support any and all official releases, and I hope you enjoy. And of course, welcome to the Year of Sonic. A bit late for how I wanted to start this, but seeing how I was able to at least keep up with the news of this franchise, I figured it was time to get back to my own weird contributions to it. That said, much like the video I did on Infinite, this video is a wee bit different. Unlike Infinite, though, everything in this video is canon, as I'm going to be going over... Huh? Sorry, what is that? Is that a Chaos Emerald? Whoa! Oh, fuck! Goddamn son of a bitch! Why does it hurt so much? Fuck! Damn. I'm glad that's over. What the fuck? Okay, I know. Kobold did this over a year ago, but hey, he's a funny guy, and I wanted to do something creative with the new model, so yeah. Speaking of which, huge shout out to Cindy and the Fox for doing this much needed update. You can find her Twitter down below. Also, hi Stack, thanks for being a good pal and helping out with the translation as usual. Now where was I again? Oh, right, the topic for the day. The gal who is quickly turning into one of my favorite Sonic characters, Whisper the Wolf, designed by Evan Stanley. Whisper popped into the world of Sonic via IDW Publishing's comic run, and she has mostly stayed there, but her popularity, along with Tangle, has led to both popping up in the Sonic Forces Battle mobile game. Hell, they made it into the game before Eggman did, who was only just recently added as of the time of this recording. Anyway, due to the furtherment of this character and the chance that she might be popping up in more Sonic-related media in the future, I figured it's high time to go over Whisper's story, that way you'll be prepared when she does make the jump. So join me as we go over the entire known life of Whisper the Wolf. Now, it's not like we know everything about Whisper that there is to know, like we don't know when or where she was born. What we do know is that Whisper used to be part of a crew of anti-Eggman mercs during the events of Sonic Forces called the Diamond Cutters. Of course, she wasn't the only one in this team, the other members being Smithy, Slinger, Claire, and Mimic. Smithy was the team's engineer, responsible for the team's masks, which has some notable features such as recording video and playback, Wisp audio translation, to which case, hell the F yes, radio comms, and of course the fact that it's a mask that helps protect your identity. Slinger, as his name suggests, is the team's marksman. Give him a gun and he's gonna hit his mark. And we actually get a full name for Claire, which is Clairvoyance. And yes, name pun. Anyway, again, like Slinger, her place in the team lies in her name, as what Whisper calls a psyop. Pretty much she's basically a psychic who is able to pick up on the positions of others that she can't immediately see within her vicinity. Whisper was the team's scout, and mostly acts as a sniper in charge of the escape routes. And finally, Mimic was the team's infiltrator, capable of changing his form to look like others. And of course, as I alluded to before in my Rewriting Infinite video, Mimic would be the end of the team, tricking them into an egg base to take down, only for Mimic to split off from the group. Suddenly, a horde of shadow androids would launch out of their programming pods. Smithy, Slinger, and Claire stood no chance, as the shadow androids closed in. And while we don't get to see it, we do get confirmation that they lost their lives in that fight. Mimic was then sent to off Whisper, however she saw everything through her mask and found a place to hide. Mimic took the laser route and made it look like he killed her by taking some of her gear that was left behind to Eggman, ready to serve his new master. As for Whisper, she went and saved the team's Wisps and picked up Smithy's final prototype, the variable Wispon, and hit the field, going full-on solo army during the war, referred to by the people as the Angel of the Battlefield, her fight continuing long after the war was seemingly over. You see, while Eggman did vanish after the end of the war, his machines did not. Whisper took it upon herself after the war to take down as many of the leftover egg bases as possible, a task that would lead to a chance encounter with Sonic the Hedgehog and Silver the Time Traveler, just in time to learn of Neo Metal Sonic taking over Angel Island, which you can learn more about from my History of Metal Sonic video. Whisper would follow Sonic's invite to help liberate Angel Island, taking part in the ground fight against a parked egg fleet, as well as helping to take on Master Overlord. Again, see the Metal Sonic video. It's a good video. It deserves some views. It was at this battle where she would meet Tangle, a lemur whose story is just short enough that I can actually cover her right here. So consider this a bonus history. Tangle had her home of Spiral Hill attacked by Neo Metal Sonic before it was revealed that he was controlling Eggman's forces, a massive squad of badniks invading her home. She took to working with the local militia to defend her home, an action that would lead directly to her not only meeting the legend himself, Sonic the Hedgehog, but also meeting Blaze the Cat, all three of them working together to take down a Motobug tank and a Buzz Bomber dropship. Both are really just large versions of their respective badniks. Blaze stuck around in Tangle's village for a bit to deal with the many fires around the town. From this long-form interaction, she was invited to come on join the Resistance in dealing a blow against Neo Metal in the liberation of Angel Island, where again, as I mentioned at the top of this paragraph, Tangle and Whisper would meet. Anyway, with the day saved, Whisper would move on back to her mission of taking down egg bases. However, a part of her past would slowly seep back to haunt her, and drag Tangle into her biggest adventure yet. That part of her past being named Mimic. When Whisper came to Spiral Hill to visit Tangle, the two of them got into a brief scuffle with none other than the Babylon Rogues, a cast of birds who you know are going to get their own video one day, because their story is absolutely bonkers. But back to Mimic, though. After Eggman's return from his own memory loss, yes, that is a plot point in the IDW comic, Eggman figured out that Mimic lied to him about Whisper being dead, and as such he put Mimic on thin ice, and sent him after Whisper, using the forms of others to hide in plain sight. By the time he popped up in Spiral Hill, he had made himself look and sound like Sonic. He even tricked Tangle into thinking that Whisper had been brainwashed by Eggman. But once that cleared up, Tangle was ready to go on an adventure, to boldly help her friend and her army of wisps in the Battle of Mimic. But Whisper told her no, mostly due to the danger and her fear over what happened to her team. In fact, she only agreed due to the wisps siding with Tangle in the case of her coming along. Oh, and in revisit on my script, I didn't bring this up fully, but each member of the Diamond Colors had their own Wisp teammate who would help them operate their custom Wisp bots constructed by Smithy. And as I briefly mentioned, that Whisper was able to save all of them, and they are the reason the variable Wisp bot even works. I bring this up now because it's important to stress when I say all the Wisps, I mean all of them. Even Mimic's Wisp, Blue, abandoned him after his betrayal. A Cube Wisp, who still has some concern and sympathy for Mimic, but knows there is very little chance that his old master can be forgiven or even redeemed. And taken in that context, this is super fucking sad. And just to take a brief break from the story here, this is why you should read the IDW run of the Sonic comic. Evan Stanley's art and detail here in just this scene alone brings a huge amount of visual storytelling that access Ian Flynn's writing perfectly. And part of the reason why I'm a big fan of hers, long before she got to live the dream of doing the mainline comics. Yes, it means we don't get as much of her work in Ghost in the future, but I am totally fine with that if it means we get more stuff like this. And trust me, we do, as Mimic pins an invite to fight via knife indoor. After following the lead to one of Egghead's old bunkers, Mimic ends up using his abilities to their fullest, tricking Tangle to be trapped in a safe, and then using Tangle's forms to trick Whisper, even taunting her with the forms of the other Diamond Cutters, leaving them both to die in an explosion he himself created. However, thanks to some quick thinking from Tangle, they were able to use this save to survive the blast. Whisper tries to get Tangle to go home, to which, of course, Tangle refuses, only for Whisper to break down while exclaiming that she can't lose another friend. This leads to Whisper showing the playback recordings of the Diamond Cutters as well as the mission where Mimic betrayed them all. Now knowing what Whisper is going through, Tangle vows to help her friend advantage her fallen comrades. They both leave behind a message for Mimic to meet them at the Diamond Cutters' old base to finish it once and for all. The battle at the Diamond Cutter base is a hard one, Mimic bringing in a slew of badniks to wreck the place. Whisper takes on the badniks single-handedly while Tangle gets to pull one over on Mimic by pretending to be Trick, only to lead Mimic, disguised as Sonic at this point, to encountering a bunch of holograms of his former comrades. only for Mimic to turn the tables and show just how soulless he actually is. The one-on-one fight is tricky for Tangle. In fact, Whisper comes in after finishing off the Badniks, and it takes both of them to take Mimic down. Whisper even almost kills Mimic, but Tangle is able to talk her out of it, saying that the humiliation that Mimic would be feeling should be enough. They then take Mimic to be locked up in a special prison cell made none other by Tails, who just so happened to have something like that on hand. As far as we know, that cell is now deep within a Resistance-controlled prison. This, of course, leads into the events of the Infection arc. Yet again, another part of the IDW run that deserves its own video. Long and short of that story, though, Eggman makes a metal virus that converts biomass into mindless robots, or zombie robots. Actually, just zombots. Just call them zombots. Anyway, the situation goes from bad to worse as pretty much everyone gets infected, and they have to fight for their lives. Tangle and Whisper make notable appearances, helping Tails fend off a bunch of zombots while he tries to make a cure, and while he does figure that out, the data on the cure is completely destroyed by the zombot horde. Unfortunately, Spiral Hill became the next target after that, and in trying to save the town, Tangle got infected, but was able to fight off the infection for long enough to let everyone else escape. Whisper having to be dragged onto the ship by her own wisps. Yeah, Infection arc is kind of dark as fuck. Anyway, Whisper ends up teaming up with Silver to nab a Chaos Emerald for the plan to cure everyone. Again, I'll go into that whenever the heck I actually do an Infection arc video. Anyways, that leads into the conclusion, wherein Whisper and Silver make it back with the Chaos Emerald. Silver works with Sonic in order to cure everyone using a Chaos Energy and the Warped Topaz combo. Again, need to make more videos in order to explain that better. Whisper actually fights a bit with a Zombot Tangle, only for her to get cured mid-fight, so everyone at least gets a happy ending to the Infection arc, with a party in Spiral Hill to build, right up until Eggman crashes it as usual. Dude is dedicated to his work. Anyway, everyone fought him off, and now we can get a true quote-unquote happy ending. But this is the Sonic comic. Nothing stays happy for long, and this actually brings us up to the latest arc, which is still very much in these setup stages, so I won't go over everything here. Gonna wait for that, but presumably Whisper is off doing her own thing for now, as Tangle is yet again wrapped up in this latest adventure with a new friend for the arc. If you want to know what happens next, then pick up and read the damn comic already. I swear you won't regret it. And with that, we will bring this video to a close. Once again, thanks to Cindy the Fox for the much-needed update to the character model. I am super happy with it. Again, go show her some love by hopping on down to the Twitter link in the description below. And holy crap, there was a lot that went into this video. I spent hours of research and rereading the entire comics run up to this point to make sure I didn't miss anything. Heck, I even rewrote entire sections before recording this, and that's while I'm also working on a standard part-time job. A bunch of work for a video that's probably not going to get a whole lot of views, but hey, you guys can help with that. Throw this video a like, and it will help it get picked up by the algorithm. Leave a comment on what I could do in order to improve my content, and hey, if you want to see more and maybe a bunch of the other strange stuff I do, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I got more Sonic planned on the way with a few reviews and hopefully some more news videos as we get some idea of what's going on with Sonic Prime, as well as the anniversary game. And also be sure in order to share the video around, as that also helps a lot. Oh, and Ian, Evan, if either of you see this at any points, thanks for being an inspiration, both as an artist and a writer on my own part. You both do some amazing work, and I can't sing your praises enough. And on that note, until next time, this is Team 1091, signing out.